The work continues around the clock to get the lights back on all across the state. Plus, FEMA is getting a first-hand look today at all the state's damage in the aftermath of the autumn nor'easter. Here is a live look at the CL&P outage map. You've seen this before. Right now, about 314,000 customers are currently without electricity. So far, the only town in black is Union, with 97% of that community with power. News 8's chief political correspondent Mark Davis is standing by with the very latest on the CL&P efforts as well as the state efforts to get Connecticut back to full power. Mark?
Hi, Keith. Good afternoon, everyone, from the Emergency Operations Center at the State Armory in Hartford. The head of CL&P is still sticking to his estimate that 99% of all CL&P customers will be back online by midnight on Sunday, even though a lot of people just don't believe it. And Governor Malloy says that the National Guard will now help with any town that needs help in clearing roads from tree debris.
They were in Avon and Simsbury working with CL&P crews to clear roads that may have had debris and wires intertwined. That's the mission that we've given them. They were there to help open roads and help CL&P assess the work still needed to be done by line crews. They worked through the night.
We have over 5,000 employees and contractors working today, including 1,749 tree and line crews. That's made up of 1,119 line crews and 630 tree crews. And to put that in perspective, that's more than what we had during Tropical Storm Irene. We had additional 252 crews arrive yesterday, and we dispatched them, the significant numbers, dispatched these additional crews to the hardest hit communities.
Now, the governor also announced that President Obama has approved expedited approval for funding for the cities and towns to help pay for all this cleanup. And late this morning, a deputy administrator of FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, explained the federal declaration that has so far been granted to the state.
The president granted an emergency declaration right after the storm, and overnight has granted category A and B for a period of 72 hours. We'll be joining the state with doing preliminary damage assessments and going through that process as the days ahead.
That's the local FEMA administrator from Boston, who is here on the ground along with a lot of other people. Was here just for a few minutes at the Emergency Operations Center and is out touring in the field, explaining that so far the money that is coming from the feds is only for the cities and towns. At some point later on, after making the assessment, they will see whether or not some sort of federal aid will be available to residents and businesses. Also, Congressman Chris Murphy was here with them and took the FEMA people to Avon, which is in his 5th Congressional District, because Avon had 25 roads still out as of last night and this morning, proving that there obviously is a public safety threat. Now, Avon is not the only town that still has roads out. We know that. And Congressman Murphy was saying that they need to work things out with regard to when some sort of federal disaster aid comes to residents and businesses. There are going to be some very sticky areas because there are a lot of people who have been trying to help out on their own by dragging trees that were on town property off of the street onto their own property. Obviously, they'd like to have reimbursement for that at some point. Now, the map that Keith showed you a minute ago has apparently been updated, and apparently some towns have lost power. According to the updated map here at the Emergency Operations Center, you can see there's 3 towns at least in western Connecticut who are now in the black, which means they're in excess of 91% without power. Those had been colored a brighter color earlier, so either they have had some sort of a problem when they have re-energized the line and something else blew, or something has happened, because when we came in here just about an hour ago, there was only 1 town in northeastern Connecticut that was in the black, and now there are 4 altogether. That may happen as they attempt to re-energize the system. We, of course, will have a lot more coming up tonight. The governor and the head of the CL&P will be here for another live briefing at 6 o'clock, and we'll have more on coping with this coming up at 5. Live from the Emergency Operations Center at the State Armory in Hartford, Mark Davis, News 8.